Welcome back everyone, my name is Wessel and today I'm going to do a review about my trip through Germany. Now the route of my course can be found here on the map next to me. We started near Heilbronn, we went south to Schwangau near the Alps, we followed the Alps eastward to Ramsau by Berchtesgaden, and then we went to Bamberg, Saxon Switzerland near Bad Schandau, and then to the heart in Wernigerode, and then north to Schneverdingen, to the Lüneburg Heath. The first stop was in Heilbronn, and the terrain was nice and hilly, and from the top of the Schweinsbergturm you had an amazing view of surroundings. Also there were a lot of vineyards in this area, but I do have to say it was my least favorite stops in Germany. The next stop was Schwangau, the Alps. Well, as you may know about the Alps, it is a very mountainous area, and it was really beautiful, and Castle Neuschwanstein was actually epic. It was way larger than I expected. Sadly, due to issues with travel time, I could not actually enter the castle, but still it was really worth it to go there. The next day I went to Berchtesgaden National Park in Ramsau by Berchtesgaden, where I visited the Wimbachklamm, where I took one of the most beautiful pictures I ever took in my life. I do have to say about this episode that I made a mistake. I was talking about a strangely shaped castle on the Hintersee, but it appears that this is actually a church on the Königssee. Also, I did not see that I could have made the hike a lot more beautiful by going to a few points nearby, so that's quite sad. But nonetheless, Berchtesgaden National Park was one of my favorite places along the coast. The fourth stop in Germany was Bamberg, which was a pretty nice old city, and contrary to some other cities where I've been, the suburbs were also pretty nice actually. And just a little bit outside of the city you had the Altenburg, with an amazing view over the city and the surrounding hills. The fifth day of my trip through Germany was in Bad Schandau. Bad Schandau is a really beautiful place. It was my favorite along the trip through Germany, and the rocks in the Saxon Switzerland National Park were absolutely huge. They were way larger than I actually expected. Also, you had a few narrow gorges in this national park, which I really enjoyed. The next day I went to Wernigerode in the Harz. Now the Harz is a small mountain range in the middle of Germany, and it was very beautiful, but there were also a lot of dead trees, so that was a bit less beautiful. The way up to the Brocken was pretty difficult because the Eckelochstieg had a lot of large rocks, but it was definitely worth it because the view from the Brocken was absolutely amazing. The last day of my trip through Germany I was in Schneverdingen on the Lüneburg Heath, and even though I always enjoy heath fields, it was a little bit too early in the season for the heath fields to be actually as purple as I saw back here in the Netherlands. Also, something that I did not quite enjoy was that it was very similar to the heath areas that we have over here in the Netherlands, so I had already seen it before. But nonetheless, I did enjoy it. In conclusion, I want to say that Germany was very beautiful. very diverse in nature, and it was actually prettier than the Netherlands and Belgium. A few things that I missed along this journey that I really wanted to see were, for example, the Schwarzwald area, which is in the south. It's actually very hilly, and the chalk cliffs of Rügen. But that was too far out of the route to actually go there. My next trip is already planned, and it's almost time for me to leave on that journey. So I am intending to record that too. So I will see you then. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you all next time.